Pictures. My arm was leaking. It was bleeding all over the chuck. Look at this day. So this is day 18 of the 100 kettlebell swings. Yo, this hat is cooked. Oh my God, this hat is cooked. All right. What you doing in the way, bruh? I don't know if you can, because I got a microphone on me. So, oh shit. So I'm wondering if like you can hear my heart racing. All right. So now it's time for my steps. I've been cheating on my steps. I have been. It's like the cuter an animal is, the more problems they cause. I ain't nothing but a troublemaker. So I started going for a walk and I just didn't have the energy. So I came back, ate some breakfast, bacon and eggs, beef bacon and eggs, and I had a sip of coffee. My energy's better, but I don't feel like going out there. So I'm not gonna negotiate with myself because I set up a playlist on here for me to listen to while I go for my walk. So I'm gonna go for my walk. Today's walk is pretty brutal. I got on the backpack and my heart is racing. I really just want to go back home, but I know I'm not going to be happy with myself. And that kind of defeats the purpose. I'll be self-defeated if I do that. So I'm going to commit to walking the walk I committed to walk to earlier. And yeah, today, this thing is kicking my ass. And so I had to take a break. I'm probably like a few hundred feet from my house. I live that way. And I'm not going to do the loops. Like, I'm going to go home and chill out. The sun is really kicking my ass. So the reason I'm doing this is not only to get in shape, but to harden my mind, get that quitter mentality out of my mind and push through hard shit. Because what I struggle with is consistency. And so I do give myself credit for remaining consistent with the kettlebells, but I have been taking it easy with the walking. And I think today it's kicking my ass because of the heat. Full disclosure, I did not get the last part of my steps in. I did have a rough day, but everybody does. But let me tell you what happened. And I feel this might help somebody. But I'm in dialysis 3 days a week. I absolutely hate it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I try my best to be cooperative and, this, that, and the other, but I deeply despise going there. And it's not so much the dialysis, but it's the people. So there are certain people when they work on me, I have like anxiety, like a lot of anxiety, but I try to keep it under the wraps. Okay. You kind of learn that as a man to like keep your emotions under wraps. So I'll keep it under wraps. But today, this person was working on me. I do not like it when they work on me because first of all, they're slow. And anytime you say something, there's always an excuse and there's always blowback. There's always an excuse. There's no accountability at all. And there's a lot of fake kindness, and there's no fake kindness. This person is ratchet. This person is ghetto. And today I kind of had it up to here. Okay. So, my arm was leaking. I'll show you pictures. My arm was leaking. It was bleeding all over the chuck. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see it. Bleeding all over there. And normally I'm knocked out. So when I woke up, my arm, I saw that it was leaking, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And so I said, hey, I'm leaking. And then he came over, fixed it, and I was like, okay, cool, we're good. All right. It's happened before, no big deal, right? Then I go back to sleep and it happens again. I'm like, hey man, I'm leaking. And I see what a nurse or a tech, I don't know what she is, but I see like a nurse and she walks to like a sink and then walks by me like I didn't fucking say anything. And I'm like, and that's the way it is. There's no accountability, right? And then I see him and I'm like, hey, I'm leaking again. He's like, oh, well, if I did it already. So if I pull it out again, it's just going to leak again. And I'm like, how much longer do I have? And he's like, oh, 19 minutes. I was like, just fucking take me off. He said, oh, I can't because like I'm about to take this other person off. You see what I'm saying? There's always some kind of blowback. And I'm like, yo, this. And so I said, let me be cool because I let me be cool, right? And so he's taking me off and I said, you know what? I don't have to, in my head, I'm like, you know what? My ride is going to be here, so I don't have time to go through all the process because this dude takes too long. He takes too long to do his job. So basically, you're supposed to take a standing blood pressure. I was already pissed off. I was like, we're not going to do a standing blood pressure because it's going to be high and there's going to be more dialogue and it's not going to be good for either of us, all right? So he's like, let me get you standing. I said, no, I don't want to. He's like, but I said, dude, I don't have time for this. My ride is going to be here. I don't want to be late for my ride. He's like, don't talk to me like that. I'm like, bro. I said, and meanwhile, I'm like, I mean, I don't have time because my ride is going to be here. I don't want to be late. This is like, the insurance, I don't want to be late. And then he kept saying stuff and he saw that I wasn't going to do it. I'm not doing the standing. I took the cuff off, whatever. And then my arm was still dirty and he did this lazy job of cleaning the arm. You'll see there was still blood specks on it. And I've never had that happen. I've never had any of them do such a horrible job. And what bothers me the most is that this dude there's a few of them that are just so unbelievably unprofessional. Like I had a run-in with another one, but since then we've been cool. And because what it is that I'm like one of the youngest people there, and I'm also not stupid because a lot of healthcare professionals try to take advantage of their patients. And because they can't run over on me like that, I'm a problem. Okay. Because I ask questions, I'm a problem. Because I'm not an idiot, because I'm smart, I'm a problem. Okay. And a lot of these people think that they could, that I'm like, a senior, like, 60s, 70s, 80s, like these people that are like old and weak that I'm a let things go a certain way, and I was quick. I wanted to tell him, hey man, we can go outside and really talk about this. I mean, if you're really tough, we can talk about this. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying we can go outside and really talk about this. Absolutely. And so, and it got to the point where I called corporate, I called the healthcare department, and and there's another company I'm going to call that specifically helps seniors, but they help people that aren't seniors either as well. And so, because there needs to be some kind of accountability in the medical field. Okay. This is ridiculous. And it's so sad when it's black people that are acting like that. All right. This black fatigue thing, it's real because you have a lot of black people that do this. Like they're treating this like a job. It's a career. There's a difference. You're not flipping burgers. You're putting needles in people's arms. Okay. This is you're messing with people's lives here. Okay. So this whole this attitude that you have, you need to leave it at home. Don't. And the thing is that dialysis patients are different. They're emotional. So there's mental illness or health to worry about with patients. So when you have somebody that's working as a tech, they need to be like on point. So whatever stress they're dealing with at work, you don't take out on the patient. That's a serious violation. You take it home, get a therapist, handle your shit. This is a fucking job. This is a career. And for you to get somebody mad enough for them to want to go outside, this is a euphemism. You know exactly what I'm saying. I'm really trying to be careful here, but
to want to go outside, that's a problem. I would have easily loved to go outside and exercise with the gentleman. Easily. Yeah. And, and this is like the fourth time I've dealt with something like, no, the third time. No, fourth time. So the first time, it was at a place around the corner from there. I was dealing with this stupid cunt that fucked my arm up, where I had to get surgery to get it reconstructed because she was not accountable. She had a fucking attitude, and she was a prissy little bitch. Then there was a chick there, another nurse at that same facility, who was doing a lot of this, talking about like how she could fight, and how she was married to a Marine 6'2". I was like, I don't care what size he is. That, like, you telling me you could fight a man? Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And then the issue I had with the other person that tried to talk to me like I was their child. And then this last dude, there was another situation. But anyways, so this is ridiculous, because when I was in LA doing dialysis, it was mostly Filipino, Mexican, and white. And I had no issues. You see what I'm saying? And they weren't they kept it fun, but at the end of the day, like it was cool though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, there was no attitude. I didn't deal with any attitude. They were very polite, all personal shit, but there's this thing where it's like, oh, because I'm black, you think you can like talk to me, because come on, brother, I was like, no, don't do that shit. I was like, you get paid to be here. I have to be here, otherwise I'll die. So don't come at me with this shit trying to give, like, you work your fucking job, like, do your shit, man. And so, yeah, I'm fucking done with this shit, man. I can't wait to get a transplant. I want to be out of that place so long. I've been on this shit since 2018, and I'm waiting for a fucking transplant. I'm sick of this shit, man. That's why I'm busting my ass with these exercises and working out and shit like that, because I'm fucking sick of this shit, all right? I know all the cussing and stuff, whatever. I don't think this is even monetized, so whatever, man. But yeah, tomorrow I have an eye procedure. They're gonna do laser in this eye. I have some kind of cataract thing going on. But other than that, day was solid. And yeah, all right, man. You guys have a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, deuces.